Yes, good day, everyone. Glad to be here at the webinar. So, quick introduction. I've been in technology for over 30 years. I've been at the University System of New Hampshire for 3 years. My background comes from varying levels of technology projects, business projects across global, regional areas, across different industries, at different functional areas, HR, finance, professional services, sales. Thus, this particular webinar would share with you of multi-campus and rolling out a solution like this is something I'm very experienced with, and it was a pleasure to work with performance architects. So I'm glad to be able to talk with you today. Thank you. As I said in my introduction about my background, I've worked in a lot of different industries, a lot of different distribution of an organization. And what I mean by that is with global offices, regional offices, headquarters, business units, and so forth. So as I profile and introduce the University System of New Hampshire, I think my background is very relevant as a profile. The main topic of this discussion is a multi-campus system. So it may be similar to those that are on the phone having multiple locations. The University System of New Hampshire is made up of the 4 academic locations as are identified on the slide in front of you. University of New Hampshire, Plymouth State University, Keene State College, and Granite State College. But as I said, this is also similar to the private sector and having different profiles. So as we go to the next slide and I start talking about the University of New Hampshire, the University of New Hampshire itself has a main location in Durham, New Hampshire, with then a satellite location in Manchester, New Hampshire, and then their School of Law in Concord, New Hampshire. Each of these, if you think of in terms of an organizational unit of a main headquarters, if you will, or the largest entity or a business unit, University of New Hampshire is what's represented here for us in a multi-campus situation. Durham is the largest campus. It's the main campus. It has the most undergraduate and graduate students involved. Manchester is a relatively new location. It's located in the largest city in the state of New Hampshire. And then Concord is the School of Law, which was, again, a newer acquisition for the University of New Hampshire. So University of New Hampshire, think in terms as it's our largest entity within the system. And then as we move to the next slide and we talk about, excuse me, apologies for that, Plymouth State University. Plymouth State University is our campus, our location in the upper part of the state. And one of the things I'm going to share about each of these is that they do have a unique profile to them. Plymouth State University right now is in the midst of truly transforming their approach to education with this clusters approach. And it's a particular effort that's campus-wide. And this is the reason why this is illustrated in this slide is because each of the locations within the university system is really focusing in on how do they become a academic choice for those students looking for higher education. So Plymouth State University is right now on this approach to look at an integrated clusters approach to their education. We follow that with Keene State College. In Keene State College, you can envision I'll say it's that typical, New England ivy-covered brick facade buildings in a small campus environment, a little bit of the traditional type feel to it, really hands-on learning. Actually, I love going there. But again, it represents a different profile within the University System of New Hampshire. And lastly, in regards to our academic institutions, is Granite State College. And Granite State College is more of looking at our online program. A majority of the education provided through the Granite State College location, and they do have a presence, and they do offer in person, but also they have a large, and they've been recognized for their online education. So these 4 academic institutions, let me pause for a moment and say, then we add a system office. And the system office hosts some of the functional responsibilities for the overall system, most notably like finance and HR. So we have 5 different, whether you call business units, locations, entities, academic locations, and each has, I'll call it, their distinct personality. They're trying to establish their own autonomy and profile and presence within higher education and also within the state of New Hampshire, as well as there's a need as an organizational unit to have centralized site services. So as we embarked on this project, and one of the things I will identify for us is the challenges that we were faced upon that autonomy of the locations, as well as the need to fulfill certain system-wide initiatives and report to the state and the Board of Trustees and so forth. So that's an overview, a profile of USNH, the system, University System of New Hampshire.